Hello adventurers and welcome back to TBRPG. Now you've not seen me in a while, so the video just before this is episode 1 of TBRPG. Do not laugh at me, Jordan. I just had my exam season, so I've not done anything in the meanwhile. It was very stressful, but thankfully now it's over. And I've kicked off my freedom with a brand new hair colour, if you may have noticed. A very Hayley Williams inspired haircut. I'm very excited to get into my June TBR because during June we're doing Whateverthon, of which I am a host. I am one of the Comrades of Chaos along with my co-host Spoops, and we are the pink team, and we are basically every other genre other than fantasy, contemporary and middle grade. So if you haven't heard of it, you should come join up. Make sure that you look at all the links in the description. Today we're going to continue the story that we started last time. Oh, what did I read last month? So I did start 3 of the 4 books from last month's TBR. I am going to finish all 3 of those before this week is up. We have to film TBRPG a week kind of in advance for the end of the month because of how long it takes to edit. So I am halfway through 3 books. The one that I'm going to have to bring over is Clockwork Prince. That will just carry over. It won't be chosen, this month's TBR game today. So Clockwork Prince I'll carry over and see if I get to it next month. Hopefully I will, because I will have all of the free time in the world. But knowing me, I will not want to read a single jot when I have free time. Yeah, we will see what happens. But I will be trying quite hard to get to all of my TBR next month. I'm really excited for Whateverthon, and we have loads of sprints, loads of live shows. I'm, going to be seeing Maddie, everyone, every day. It's going to be great. But now I have to do TBRPG and fit Whateverthon stuff around that. And let's get started. And Jordan is probably going to give us a little rundown of how it works in case you haven't been here before. If you haven't, you should probably just go watch the other one first. But Jordan will explain anyway, and then he'll say what happened last time as well. Take it away, TBR Master.
Thank you very much. My beautiful assistant.
I'm the main character.
But no, essentially, if you're unfamiliar with the game and you didn't watch last month's, do that first. Essentially, I've written a Dungeons and Dragons style story that has crucial choice moments in it that then Rowan makes a choice of that determines the path, determines the story, and also determines the prompt of that particular book. And the number of choices determine the number of prompts. A quick overview of last time. You got transported through a book to the future. And you had all these nicknames like Violet Sprinter throwing around, and you got a letter saying see you in Eastwood, so you decided to head to Eastwood.
And Eastwood is north.
And Eastwood is north. Okay, so you weave through the beams of light that are coming left to right. It's about 2 o'clock. You're about an hour into your journey, going through the woods, trying to head to Eastwood. Your bookshop is neighbouring these woods, and you have heard the odd noise every now and again, but you've not really seen anything that made these noises. Exactly. The odd, Hollywood horror scream. And although the trees are quite thin and tall, you can't really, they're so tightly packed that you can't see very far ahead of you. You're walking as lightly as possible, trying to minimize the amount of sound that you're making to maybe try and, just quietly slip through the woods so you don't deter anything, when something unusual catches your eye. You dart your attention to the left, and you see a mound of flowers and bushes moving. Okay, it's kind of like a mud river that's moving along. It's around 3 feet off the ground, though. Right. And it's moving along. Okay, and whatever it is hasn't seen you. A deep groan comes from the direction of this mobile bush, and as you carefully get closer, you can see why. There are large, bulbous creatures that are almost like swimming through the soil. Arrows and spears sticking out of its back.
Right.
Okay. Up close that you can see, instead of bushes and grass and flowers, it's just densely packed camouflaged fur.
Oh, okay.
The creature stops as you step on a conveniently placed comically loud stick. Rising higher out of the ground on 4 stumpy legs with sharp nails on the ends of the feet, the creature's head is visible. What you didn't notice, though, is that this creature was blocking another of its kind behind it.
Oh.
So there's 2 of them.
Traffic violation.
They do look identical, apart from one of them's got a longer tail and pointy ears. You are locked in an intense stare down with both creatures. This is choice number 1. You can either calmly back away, try and scare them off, or Just attack.
Attack. It ain't done anything to me. I'm gonna back calmly away.
It's going to try and calmly back away.
Yeah.
Calmly back away. Okay. Thing that we've changed for this episode is that I've added skills, and the choices that you make are more skill checks now. So there's 5 skills. You've got strength, dexterity, wisdom, intelligence, and charisma that we rolled for before we started filming, and Rowan at the moment is displaying the skills and her skill rolls for those. So you rolled a 3 with your wisdom check is a 6 equals 9.
9, still not great.
As you are backing up, you step on another conveniently placed stick, and the longer-tailed creature gets agitated and swipes mud all over you. Both of them turn, bury themselves in the mud, and just carry on. So they don't associate with you anymore, but they just kind of like, throw shit all over you and then go away. Your prompt is TBR Newbie.
Fuck. For TBR Newbie, that means that I need to pick a book that is new to my TBR. So essentially hold, for me, I would say in the past couple months or so. So I'm going to pick The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke for this, because this came in my March Illuma crate, so it's only about 2 months ago. This is a debut by a Black author, and she has, I think, disability rep in it as well. It's a fantasy, and there is a lady with very muscly arms on the front. It's sapphic. Political fantasy, I'm pretty sure. I don't quite know the whole plot going into it, because again, I say this every video, every single time. I don't like to know the exact synopsis when I go into reading a book. But I know that there's like a bodyguard, I think it's bodyguard and like royal romance. And there's just a lot of political unrest and war and things like that. And that's kind of just my vibe, to be honest. That's my favourite type of fantasy. And for Whateverthon, this fits in for the LGBT prompt, it fits in for the POC prompt, disability prompt, and the debut prompt as well. So it fills the max 3 prompts that you can get points for. It fits in quite well with my TBR. This month we are picking 6 as well. We forgot to say last month I picked 4, but for June we want to pick 6 prompts, 6 books to try and do, and that's my goal for Whateverthon as well. So yeah, The Unbroken. Let us continue.
You outpace the creatures and you start to see the walls of Eastwood in the distance. You are nowhere near the gate because you've cut through the woods.
I'm like around the side.
Yeah, you're around the side, exactly. So you start walking the perimeter of the walls to get to the gate. You do notice that the 10-foot wooden walls of Eastwood are quite badly damaged on the bottom half.
Wooden
walls.
Been done.
Okay, well, I mean, you're going in friendly. And as you start to walk the perimeter, you notice the damage kind of stops. So it's only on the side of the woods is where the damage is.
Okay.
You rejoin the path a little bit further back so you don't look strange just walking out of the woods into Eastwood. Join the path and you get up to the gate. The doors are wide open, so they're clearly obviously accepting visitors. You step through the gate and the guard scowls at you, at your dirty clothes, and asks, "Are you here for the mayor's trial?"
You what?
Are you here for the mayor's trial?
Do I look like I'm here for the mayor's trial?
Move along, please. Move along. Just ushers you in. A vast stone pathway heads directly straight up a few hundred yards before spreading into like a circular plaza with a fountain in the middle. There's a lot more people here than you were expecting. Most that I think you can guess that are here for this mayor's trial, whatever that is.
Right.
Eastwood is more condensed than you imagined. All of the terrain, apart from the stone pathway, is quite bumpy.
Oh.
Houses have been carved out of rock faces, and then stone houses have been built on top of those houses, and then wooden houses have been built on top of those houses. So it's quite a tall, condensed city. In the distance past the plaza, you can see an extensive set of stairs that lead up to the mayor's chateau. And you know it's the chateau, as there are hundreds of sapphires lining the roof.
Oh yeah, the blue jewel.
There's a man also there with a cage, and he has one of those creatures, but like a smaller version that you saw in the woods.
Like a babby.
Yeah, like a little babby creature. Where would you like to go? You can go...
I need a shower. I'm covered in mud.
Maybe, well, you can go to the plaza, or you can find an inn.
I want to find an inn.
You want to find an inn?
I want to change my clothes.
An inn.
I'm covered in mud.
You walk along the busy street and you find an inn called the Wayward Inn. You step inside and there's immediately no room to move. It is absolutely packed in there with all of these visitors, again assuming they're all here for the mayor's trial. You try to muscle your way to the bar, because obviously you've got 6 strength there, so you're knocking
It's like
people out of the
spoons
way.
at varsity.
It's absolutely packed in you. And you nudge it through and you knock somebody's drink, and it kind of spills onto somebody else, and they start fighting, and a massive bar brawl starts breaking out. And luckily a guard grabs you and pulls you back out as shit's just going down inside. The prompt for this one, that was the choice, is sci-fi.
Google says that Middle Game by Sean Maguire is sci-fi. Therefore, I am picking Middle Game by Sean Maguire because I don't give a fuck if someone says it's fantasy. It's not fantasy. It's like dystopian or something. I don't fuck it. It's sci-fi for these reasons and these reasons only. I mean, I'm counting it as sci-fi for Whateverthon as well. But yeah, I'm picking Middle Game by Sean Maguire. This is about 2 twins who have special powers, kind of like 11 in Stranger Things. And that's all I know about it. And I'm buddy reading it with Maddie, or she's rereading it and I'm reading it for the first time. I'm pretty sure she gifted it to me as well from my Amazon wishlist. Yeah, that's literally all I know about the book, is that it's twins with special powers. And obviously I love Every Heart Doorway, the Wayward Children series. So this fits 3 prompts for maximum points as well. It's a buddy read with Maddie. It's a favourite of a book person, which is Maddie. And it was my poll pick as well. That won the poll that I put into the Discord. So yeah, Middle Game.
So the guard that pulls you out of the bar.
Is he fit?
Yeah, he is. He's buff, you know, he's got all of the markings, but you know, you can't stay chatting for long. You say you thank him, and you say how much a weird day you've had with the book and the assassin and everything, because obviously it's still the same day. And the guard goes, oh, that does actually sound familiar, because the mayor was talking about something like that. The new mayor was talking about stuff like that. So I reckon you should get in line and talk to the new mayor if you can.
Okay.
And he runs into the bar, obviously, to try and stop all the fighting.
Hey, thanks!
You know, and
bye!
he scribbles his number down and
see you later! Are there phones in this world?
No. Looking at the queue to speak to the mayor, you'll be lucky to get there by the end of the day. Ugh. It is absolutely massive. There are a brigade of guards that are patrolling the city and many more at the plaza and the stairs on the way up to the chateau. Considering when you were in the future, it was only a few months, waiting in the queue isn't really an option to get things going. The guards do outnumber you about 20 to 1, so although you can handle yourself in a fight, this isn't one that you will win. So this is choice number 3. You can either try and sneak into the back, disguise yourself as a guard, or persuade a guard to let you in.
Well, considering my charisma, I rolled a 2.
You're gonna need a good roll of that, not gonna lie.
I feel I'm not going to be able to persuade fuck all. I feel like disguising myself, is that using magic or is it?
No, that would be knocking a guard out and putting its clothes on.
Its clothes on. Okay, no, yeah, I'll do option number 2. I'll disguise myself.
Try and disguise yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, please roll.
4. What am I adding?
4.
My intelligence?
Yeah. 8.
But isn't it strength to knock someone out?
Not to try and pass a disguise, no.
Fuck.
You set up a small trap in a quiet alleyway to try and lure a guard in. And you act hurt. You're like, help me. Where's this handsome guard that was...
Hello?
So instead of one unsuspecting guard coming around, 2 of them come around. And one cautiously kind of holds back before you can kind of like get up and knock him out. They kind of catch exactly what you're trying to do.
Fuck.
And arrest you.
Shit.
And the prompt is sequel.
Well, fuck. Sequel. It's not actually that bad because I do actually need to finish Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson, which I'm only 5% through. So I feel happy putting that on like a TBR. I literally read like a couple of chapters. So I'm going to read Hero of Ages. I'm going to finish Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. This is the 3rd book in the Mistborn series, Mistborn trilogy, or the first Mistborn trilogy, which is very complicated and I'm not very good at explaining it, so I think you should go and watch someone else's video on how to what the Mistborn trilogy is about. I would recommend Brightness Katie Reeds. You should go watch her video on the Mistborn. Very high fantasy, and I need to finish the third one so that I can move on to doing like Stormlight Archive and stuff this year. Hero of Ages. Fuck. It's 560 pages. Let's continue.
So you are shoved inside an empty cell that is actually quite tidy. There's no beds, there's a bench on one side, and there's a toilet on the other. Nothing else really is in there.
Okay.
The guard calls out saying he'll let you out at the end of the day when the mayor's stopped accepting visitors. So you're not in there for long. It's kind of just like you've tried to pull something today, just putting you in there,
Yeah.
and we'll be done. Stone walls, floors and ceilings, so you can only assume that you have managed to make it inside the chateau. Obviously not where you want to be though.
Right. Well, the prison is inside the mayor's house.
Yes. It's in the bottom. There are a few sleeping temporary prisoners in adjacent cells, and further down the hallway is the only guard that's watching it.
Right.
Obviously you need to escape and speak to the mayor as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So this is choice number 4.
Okay.
You can check around the cell for a way out, or you can call and try and convince the guard to let you out.
Let's try and convince the guard. I want to have a dialogue with the guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cooey!
Well, you need to roll. Your charisma's not the best, so this will be interesting.
13
13
plus
and
2 is 15. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Cooey!
You politely call out to the guard at the end of the hall, who walks over and has a forgiving look in his eyes.
He's sympathetic to me.
You tell him the entire truth about everything that's happened, so go on, you please tell the truth.
I really need to see the mayor. And it's not like a celebrity thing. It's like I need to speak to him about something very, very important, because my life has taken like the most awful turn. I got catapulted into the future. I don't know if you've heard about this book thing, because another guard told me that he like knew about this book thing. So the mayor was on about this book thing.
As soon as you mention the book, his face drops. The
What?
guard looks around, unlocks the cell, and he's like, come with me.
Okay.
The prompt is highly anticipated.
All of my books are highly anticipated. For highly anticipated, I am picking the Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri, because this is, and I've said this in a couple other videos, one of my big 3 like most anticipated books of this year. It is a sapphic fantasy, basically fantasy romance, because that's what Tasha Suri tends to write, is like heavier on the romance than the fantasy, but it's still very much fantasy, if that makes any sense to anyone. But it's sapphic, it's a maid and royal romance. Apparently they're like disaster lesbians and they're really sarcastic and bantery, and it's all really awesome. Again, know nothing about the actual plot, only know about the characters and like the romance. Very excited for this, have been for like nearly a year. It's coming in a box. I won't say which one in case people don't like being spoiled, but it's coming in a box, a special edition for me, and I'm really excited for it. And for Whateverthon, this fits POC, which is another, I'm using the prompt again, POC, 5-star prediction, and hauled recently. And it also, obviously, it fits the LGBT prompt for Whateverthon as well.
The guard takes you out of the room and he starts leading you somewhere else, and you make like dozens of turns around these really like high ceilings hallways until you reach a grand hall.
Right.
On your left is where the visitors are being let in to see the mayor. Right. So you've kind of just bypassed all of that and you're right there.
Yeah.
And on the right is a set of 10-foot sapphire encrusted mahogany doors.
Jesus Christ.
Big old doors.
Bit tacky, isn't it?
You enter the room and everybody in the room turns to like look at you, and like everything stops, you know, like a record scratch.
Yeah.
And everyone look at you. There is a man inside spinning plates on sticks that like stops and they all smash because he like looks to turn at you as well.
Fuck.
The mayor finally speaks. Finally, Vasya, the mayor, motions to the woman on the right. Please escort the gentleman with the plates out. Thank you. Everyone other than you and the guard that came in can leave as well. You stay.
You know me?
You stay. I want you to stay.
Is it the hair?
No, so the guard tells the mayor everything that you've said. And
right.
says, experience with locked books, eh? Well, I've been waiting for someone like you exactly for this trial.
Trial?
Yes. I've got a main trial, but I've got a mini trial as well to test you.
Me? Why?
Because I've been needing somebody to do something for me, and in return I will give you as much information as I have about these locked books and notes and everything in between.
So let me get this straight. You need help, so you're going to put me through a trial to see if I'm good enough to help you, but you're the one who needs help.
When I became the mayor, I received countless gifts of congratulations. One anonymous gift was a book that was locked, but it didn't come with a key. Some of the best lockpicks in Eastwood were unable to open it, and after time I forgot about it. A week ago, another anonymous gift was sent to me, which was a key. The key flew into the book, and it was like I were in a dream. Everybody was basically motionless, even Vasya.
Yeah.
Decorations for the Red Moon Festival were half up.
I've had the same one.
You've had this dream
Yeah,
as well.
the same thing happened to me.
Oh, well, when I came back, I couldn't comprehend anything, and a thief came in and took the book from me, so I don't even have the book anymore.
Right.
Although having people for the audition was kind of a bit of a waste of time, because I was waiting for somebody like you to come along. For the past few nights, our walls on the south side have been attacked.
Yeah, I did see.
But it's just the south side, it's just getting damaged by these creatures in the woods.
Oh, I think I may have seen them.
Oh, you have you?
Yeah, they're like, there's fur, but they're kind of covered in like shit.
What I need from you is to go out there, stop them from attacking the walls, because these walls, they cannot take any more attacks, they're gonna crumble. So, you and Vasya are heading towards the wall.
Right.
And she stops you and she's like, right, okay, well, how do you want to do this? Choice number 5. You can either decide again to try and fight the creatures, or you can try and calm the creatures down.
I mean, I'd rather plead with them because they didn't seem to hurt me last time.
No.
Well, I'll try and calm them down.
Try and calm them down.
4.
4.
This is an absolute shambles.
That's really not good. So you stand alone at the damaged area of the wall.
Alone? Where's Vasya?
Vasya is up on the wall watching down.
Well, that's not helpful.
Well, she's a warrior. She's not going to be very good at calming them down anyway. Her big
but
brute
if something
presence,
goes wrong...
her big brute presence isn't going to do anything
Fine.
for you. You see the mud in the distance start coming towards you, so the Moopas are on their way. You shout out to them. You're like, please stop.
Stop!
Please stop.
Hello?
You don't want to do this.
Hi, please stop. I look up at Vasya like...
You plead to them.
Please don't attack the wall. Do they speak English? Do
Just
they
get-
understand me?
You just get a shrug from Vasya, you don't get anything. Quicker than expected, they launch at you. You manage to dive out of the way at the last second, and
Fuck!
they start howling away at the wall.
Right.
Okay, prompt is reread.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
For the reread, I'm going to read Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. This is one of my favourite series because it's just so fucking good. They're assassin nuns who have like powers, and there's lesbians. Most of them are lesbians, in my personal opinion. The main character is lesbian, even though it's like 0.1% romance in this book. It's not really that good. Like, it's not good rep, I would say. But she is lesbian and she ends up with a girl in the end. Or it's implied that she does, in any case. But yeah, that's what Red Sister is. It follows Nona, who is a like orphan, and then she grows up and goes to the nun place and becomes a nun, becomes an assassin nun, and she's supposedly the chosen one or whatever. That's that kind of trope. Very, very, very good book. I think the author might be a bit of a dickhead recently, something about that. I can't quite remember. Yeah, I'm gonna reread it on audio because the audiobook is amazing. Helen Duff is the narrator and she does like really good accents, so I'd highly recommend the audiobook. So that's going to fulfill the reread prompt, the start and end A to Z. I'm gonna start something beginning with R. It's probably going to be some kind of like romance erotica thing. And it also fits the like fit a TBR prompt from anywhere. I've just picked like a fantasy one because that's easy. So yeah, Red Sister.
So Vasya takes you back to the mayor after obviously failing to do this mini trial for them. And the mayor says, now I won't hide the fact that I'm disappointed that you didn't complete this trial for me.
Sorry.
Going away.
I don't know what you expected me to do, to be honest.
And May goes, well, I am sorry for putting you in harm's way. I didn't mean to do that.
Well, your fucking bodyguard was on fucking...
Don't talk shit about Vasya, right? Vasya's the best in the south. I will still offer my quest to you, as you did put yourself in danger for me, and I have sent everybody else home. When I travelled, I saw everybody miserable, as you also did. I've worked my entire life to get to where I am as mayor, and I want the citizens to be happy, just like me. Ancient precursor...
Redistribute your wealth, then.
This isn't a political story.
All stories are political.
Ancient precursor writing talks of artifacts called marks, imbued with extinct magic. These marks have been sought after for generations due to their capabilities. I've recently received news of a mark on Caritaf Island, a mark that would solve my worries of what I saw in the future. I've hired a ship and a crew, and if you're willing, I would like you to go to Caritaf Island and collect this mark for me. However, if you don't want to, I'll still have information for you for helping me out. I know of an assassin guild in a town. If you don't want to do this mission, I can give you information and I'll send you on your way. What do you want to do? Do you want to go to this island, or do you want to listen or get his information about the assassins?
Well, I'll go get the mark, because I want to save the future as well.
Fantastic. I'll set up a guest room for you tonight, and you'll be leaving first thing in the morning.
Right, okay.
So the prompt for this one is a book by a new author, and that's a new author to you, so an author you haven't read yet.
Okay. I'm going to pick Docile by K.M. Spara. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce the name. This is a dystopian, and I'm reading it for the Burned Books Club, which is hosted by Spoops and Maddie, and that's their book for May and June. And I think it's about people being slaves to other people. Like, they get drugged or something to be docile, but they're happy or something. It's like, but it's obviously they're not. It's like apparently it's a very dark read and like not easy to read, but it's still like really, really good. So for that, it fulfills the prompts for out of my comfort zone, 5-star prediction, and pink on the cover, which is my team colour. So Docile is my final pick for June.
Vasya shows you to your room for the night, which is a huge room. Grand 4-poster bed sits in the back centre of the room, and
Bougie.
elegant furniture decorates the room as well. You lay down to test the bed, but you are exhausted and you instantly just conk out and fall asleep as soon as you lay on bed.
Lay on bed.
Lay on bed. And that is the end of part 2.
To be continued.
To be continued.
There is one more book that I did want to read for Whateverthon, and that is The Extraordinaries by TJ Clune. I was going to use this also as kind of like a buddy read with, I think, Maddie or someone else. I feel like I'm reading with someone. And it's got pink on the cover. It reminds me of a pride flag because it looks like the bisexual pride flag. And it fits the like prompt from a TBR game of like LGBT. So that was another one that I wanted to read for Whateverthon. But other than that, I fit in all of the ones that I want to read for Whateverthon. So I think that's pretty good. I would like to try and read some like comics and some manga to like bump up my score. The score does get like averaged out over the amount of people in the team anyway, but I would like to just get a lot of reading done next month regardless. So I may mood read my way around and eventually get to these ones. I'm not really going to restrict myself this month, to be honest. I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't reach these books, but I'm gonna mood read around, and then hopefully like my brain will come around to like these ones, and like these will be the ones kind of at the top of my brain. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. This video probably is a little bit longer than last time, but there are more prompts because it was 4 last time, 6 this time. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you again next month for TBRPG episode 3 for the July TBR, which will be also hopefully quite large because I have also nothing to do in July. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye!